If you bought a ticket to this game, hopefully you didn't leave at halftime. You saw a good first half, but man, what a second half. And it begins in the third quarter. The opening drive of the second half, a long one for Milwaukee. Greisen finding a lot of targets. Iron kicker Robert Forstrom would cap that drive with an 11-yard field goal make. Milwaukee's first lead is 25-24, but the Predator receivers everywhere. We mentioned Scipio, Hill finding T.T. Tolliver from 21 yards out. It's 31-25 Orlando getting the lead back. Greisen would add to his touchdown total in the late third, another in the early fourth. So entering the fourth, or in the early part of the fourth, it's 39-31. Can you talk about Greisen specifically and what he did to find the targets that he did? It seemed like he went, I laughingly called it the high school go route, but it seemed like it was just a lot of fury going down the field.
You know, Chris is a veteran quarterback. He's played in this league a long time, and he knows all the angles, and you're not going to be able to stop him all the time. And really going into this game, we felt like we were going to have to score 60-plus points to win this game, and thankfully our defense played, they played well against him. You hold Milwaukee in the low 50s, you got a very good chance to win, and that's what happened.
Daytona Beach fans, as far as Predator fandom, if you will, goes, they always get fired up for T.T. Tolliver. Antoine looking very good in this one as well with 6 catches, 122 yards and a score. He has 10 touchdowns on the season. Can you talk about how vital he is to your offense?
Oh, T.T., when he's like you and I talk about, when he's feeling it, there's an energy, and he is tough to cover. And he is such an asset to our offense. And now to have him complemented with Derek and Bobby, that's a pretty good group there, and those guys will continue to get better.
So the early moments of the fourth are where we stand in the highlights, and you find yourself down 8. This is one of those moments. You've seen a million football games, more than I have actually, and you know that it could probably go one way or another. It's a point where you really know your team.
Yeah, you know that last fourth quarter there, a lot can happen, and we tried to get the ball down and run some clock down and make them use their timeouts to not give them much time to score, but they came back and scored pretty quick.
One of the best fourth quarters you'll ever hope to see at the Jungle this past Friday night. In the fourth, the Predator offense building a long drive, and Hill goes to Derek Lewis for the score. There's a third receiver looking good for O'Hara. Orlando within 1, 39-38. Lewis with 8 catches and 104 with 2 scores. The final minute is incredible. Greisen, 16 yards through the air to Harrell. The Iron takes a 47-38 lead, but Amway Arena just never gave up. Under 30 seconds to go. Hill looking for a receiver. Instead, he is loose and gone. That puts Orlando in striking range. 8 total touchdowns for Hill, including 3 on the ground. And the Predators down only 2. Milwaukee could have quit. Greisen too good. 35 yards up top to Anthony Jones. The Iron leads it by 3 at that point, but in the end, these Predators just wouldn't go down. No time remaining. Hill to Scipio again. The second time they've hooked up to score in this game, and the Predators get this win. 58-54 your final score. So that final quarter, I sold some tickets there saying it was one of the best fourth quarters. What's the atmosphere on the bench like at this point?
It was electric, and then it was, oh my gosh, what happened? And then it was electric again.
Maylocks moments.
Yeah, went back and forth. But that's arena football. You've got to play it to the last second, and our guys did. And Nick made that throw, and Bobby made a great catch, and that just really a neat thing to see, and our team really can feed off of that and build off of that into this great week we got coming with this matchup with Tampa.
Are close wins more valuable or just as valuable? It seems to me that when you can get a win by 10 or fewer, your team really showed some moxie in getting it.
Yeah, I think they're all important, and I think specifically this one you're talking about is it's a lesson, that it's never over, and you've got to keep playing. And some of our young guys are learning that haven't played arena football. You just got to keep playing through all the bad, and you never know what will happen.
Hill accounting for 8 total touchdowns on the carry and the pass combined, and so that leads the 3-3 Predators to one that will surely be a sellout at Amway Arena. If you don't have your tickets yet for the War on I-4 against the Tampa Bay Storm, you'd better get them right now. We'll give you the number for tickets in a few minutes, as we always do. Can you talk about Tim Markham first of all, and just I see you smiling, and I'm smiling too, because this is really a superstar of football coaching.
Well, I love Coach Markham, and when we're battling Friday night, we'll be battling, but he's been like a father figure to me. I spent 6 years there, spent 6 years here, and this is my 7th year with the Predators. So learned a lot from Coach Markham, and so I am so excited to get on the field with him, and I'm just looking forward to a great rivalry and a great, War on I-4. We've been a part of so many of them over the last 16 years, and I've been on both sides of it, and it certainly means a lot to me personally and to our program and our fans. So we can't wait for Friday night.
As somebody who's been on both sides of this thing, you've worn Storm colors, you've worn Predator colors. Is it more special to those who have been on both sidelines?
I think it's special to everybody. I think the people that have been on both sides of it have a unique perspective on it. There's a few people involved in it, like myself, that have been on both sides of it. So the perspective is there, and the history and understanding the history of it, I think, is great. And I think Coach Markham realizes that from our end too, and he appreciates that. And you know, like I said, he's been a mentor of mine, and I just can't wait to get on the field Friday.
And most importantly, perhaps, Coach, it's a divisional game.
Huge divisional game. You know, it's our division's arguably probably the toughest in the league, and you've got Tampa and Alabama and Jacksonville, and you know, it doesn't get any easier. So you know, we got to play Tampa twice. This is the first one against them, and so it's a very important division game.
The jungle will surely be noisy this coming Saturday night at Amway Arena. We look forward to seeing what these Predators can do against the Tampa Bay Storm. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Sean.
Our thanks as always to Pat O'Hara for joining us here on the Pat O'Hara Show. You want to get those tickets immediately. I always say that when we sit here and we do this thing in the locker room, but I really mean it this time, because if you don't have tickets to see the War on I-4 just yet, you may have to struggle to get them. Quickly, get your telephone right now or go to your internet browser, one or the other, and you need to get tickets to see the Tampa Bay Storm 3-3 against these Orlando Predators, who are also at 3-3. And as we mentioned, it's a huge divisional game, despite, I mean, even forget about the great rivalry that the War on I-4 is. This is a big game for the Predators as far as determining their potential place in the postseason in the AFL. Those two pieces of information, those destinations that you'll need to get your tickets to see this game, and potentially the rest of the home dates for these Orlando Predators. The phone number, as we always tell you, 407-648-4444. Again, 407-648-4444, or look at OrlandoPredators.com. Use your plastic, your major credit card. They'll be glad to fix you up with tickets to any of the Predators home game, including this Friday night date. Again, let's be clear, that's a Friday night game at Amway Arena against the Tampa Bay Storm. Our thanks again to Pat O'Hara, as well as the guys behind the camera, doing it each and every week here on Preds TV. We will join you next week to talk about the War on I-4 and potentially another Predator win. Until then, I'm Sean McDowell. So long for now.
This has been the Pat O'Hara Show with host Sean McDowell. Don't forget to visit www.orlandopredators.com for all your season ticket info. If you would like to advertise on Preds TV, use the email address on your screen now.